Hey guys, for Shawn TV, I just wanted to give a little bit of rebuttal about yesterday's interview I did with Dave Palumbo over at RX Muscle regarding 8-time Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman. I mean, look, the opinions from people were all over the map. I think the overwhelming majority of them agreed with me that I think a lot of Ronnie Coleman's health issues and physicality problems are brought on by what he had to do to become Mr. Olympia and be Ronnie Coleman and win those 8 titles. I don't side with Dave in terms of saying the doctors are responsible for his condition, because he had upwards of 9 surgeries that were all a domino effect of one other issue he had with surgery. But the one commonality was, with Ronnie Coleman, he was consistently going back under the knife, and in between he was going back into the gym, which is where the real problem and the real issue with Ronnie's health lies, not with the way the doctors were treating him. But people are very emotional about that because they kind of feel like everyone's abandoning Ronnie Coleman's victory tour. Like, we loved him when he was on top, and now we don't give a crap because now he's in a wheelchair. By his own admission, he may never walk again, which is a cautionary tale that I was trying to convey to Dave Palumbo and his listeners, that you reap what you sow. And while a lot of people would love to have been Ronnie Coleman in his prime, there's very few people that could actually aspire to be that. So, coming from a physique artist point of view, and I consider myself an artist like Mohamed McAway, Lee Labrada, Bob Paris, Barry DeMay. I consider myself an artist. I sculpted and shaped and changed the way that I look through my weight training. Whereas Ronnie Coleman beat it down. He hammered and chiseled and forged his physique into this mountain man of muscle that nobody else could actually duplicate. But with that comes consequences. And the comparison to Muhammad Ali being the greatest and getting Parkinson's and taking too many blows to the head, Muhammad Ali was one of the fewest guys that even get hit. He was known for his bobbing and weaving and shaking and moving. I mean, Parkinson's could happen to anybody. But the fact that it came on after boxing, they wanted to blame the boxing, and I don't believe that anybody that knows Muhammad Ali was sympathetic to Muhammad's situation, because Muhammad was content with what he did. The same way that Ronnie Coleman is content with what he accomplished, the means that he had to accomplish them in. My whole point was, when it was over and done, back in 2006, had Ronnie taken his foot off the pedal, he'd be walking amongst us today. But Ronnie, I believe, is addicted to the weights the same way that people get addicted to drugs, addicted to food. That the therapy of training and the endorphins that it produces takes Ronnie to a place that none of us can imagine, and to take your foot off the gas is unimaginable for Ronnie. But he continued putting his foot on the pedal, and he continued being a victim of his own circumstance. So that was my point. If you continue to do things the same way and expect a different outcome, it's just not going to happen. After the first, second, third, or fourth surgery, you're probably going to wind up needing a 5, 6, and 7th surgery if you keep doing the same thing. And that's what I was trying to hammer home. So, all the guys that are saying I'm hating on Ronnie Coleman, I was there when Ronnie Coleman was an amateur. I was there at his first Olympia in '92 when he was last place. I was there when he won his first Olympia and leapfrogged over a class of Hall of Fame bodybuilders. I was on the stage with the guy. I watched what he did. And I'm not jealous. We had 2 different styles of training. It was amazing what Ronnie Coleman did when he was doing it, to witness the body transformation, the morphing into this mountain of muscle, to watch him get accolades around the world and go from nothing to one of the best in the world. It was beautiful to watch and witness. I'm just paying attention to now. And so, you want to be the next Ronnie Coleman? Go ahead. Do what Ronnie Coleman does. Watch his training videos and try to emulate what he did. Do you know that the same consequence is waiting for you that right now Ronnie Coleman is actually dealing with? So be careful. You're going to go in the gym and attack the weights. Listen to 8-time Mr. Olympia Lee Haney. Stimulate, don't annihilate. Because nothing good can come from that when you were looking forward to life after bodybuilding. We marveled at Ronnie Coleman and we praise his accomplishments. And today, we, by the grace of God, don't want to go down that same path as Ronnie. So all we can do now is pray for Ronnie and a speedy recovery. Hopefully he can walk again. But it's amazing at 53, 54 years old, we're talking about one of the greatest bodybuilders in the world, that maybe he can get out of a chair and walk again when he should be enjoying the rest of his life with his kids, traveling around the world, walking, running, doing whatever he wants to do, enjoying the fruit of his labor. Not everybody aspires to be Ronnie Coleman. That was my point. We're glad we had Ronnie Coleman, but I never aspired to be Ronnie Coleman. There's a lot of people that can appreciate the artwork but don't want to go through the work to actually emulate that. So be careful when you're training, guys. Be smart. Where you're at today is not where you're going to be when you're in your 50s. And go and watch those videos and learn what not to do. We appreciate the memories from Big Nasty Ronnie Coleman and the Yeah Buddies and Lightweight Baby. But right now, I think, again, Shawn Ray's on the right track. I hate being right in a situation like this, but you got to be smart when you train and you got to think about the future. Shawn Ray TV, I'm out.